Hey, Christine Johnson Sewing friends. So if you got our email in your inbox today, then you know that we are talking about how to get over your sewjo, or get back to your sewjo rather. So sewjo is mojo, right? It's the getting back into something and feeling excited about doing it. And a lot of sewists do report that they've lost their sewjo. So what is your sewjo and how can you find it? So your sewjo is that thing that makes you want to go out and sew all the things, right? And we talk a little bit about, in a blog post at cjpatterns.com/blog, we talk a little bit about the sewjo and how you get it back. Now, the sewjo is not really a matter of you had a bad, something didn't work out well in your last sewing project, you're struggling with fit, anything else. It really has to do with an emotional regulation problem. And researchers have actually uncovered this. And they've showcased how you actually get over it. And we post about that in our blog post as it's specifically related to sewing, how you get over this. So definitely check out our blog post. But in that blog post and in our email, I do share that there is a project that I've been working on to kind of help me get over my sewjo. Yeah, we all have it. And one of those things is that I unpacked my sweaters. I swapped my shorts and my tank tops for my sweaters over the weekend, and I was unpacking all my things and I thought, my goodness, I have nothing to wear with these things. They're not my favorite things anymore. And I left, I went for a run, I came back, and I carefully pulled out all those sweaters, I folded them neatly, and I put them back in the drawer, and each one that I put back in the drawer, I said, do I love this? And oh my gosh, this is my favorite color. I love it. It's so soft, whatever. I put them all back in the drawer. Sorry, Marie Kondo. They're all back in my drawer. And I decided what I really needed was something to go with them. So picking up our Pick 2, Pick 1, Sew 2, I picked out this boucle that's been in my stash. Now this is about 1.5 yards, because I said I would tell you how much it was. It's about 1.5 yards. It's like 50 some odd inches wide, so it's fairly wide. And it goes with the sweater that I picked out. It was one of my favorite colors. And it will go perfectly in my wardrobe as a jacket, because that's my signature piece. But it's not big enough to be a boyfriend jacket. It's not stretch at all, so it's not going to be a fitted jacket. But what it can be is the double collar princess jacket in a cropped version without the collar, so AKA a Chanel jacket. Now I think I also shared that I actually started to make one of these about 10 years ago out of this boucle, and I hand sewed it, hand quilted lining. I dyed the lining myself out of silk. Oh my gosh, you guys, it's gorgeous. It's also too small. It doesn't fit me in the bust anymore. So that's gonna have to be gifted probably to my daughter. Hopefully she'll like it, or to some other friend who's gonna just love it when I finish it. But I have enough left over to be able to make an easy to sew version of the double collar princess jacket in a size that will fit my bust, unlined, and taking advantage of the softness and beauty of this boucle. But let's say something like that scares you and you say, I do not even want to make an unlined jacket right now, that just scares me. So one of the things that you might do is you might consider making something easy, and this is some lovely French terry. It goes really well with a boyfriend jacket that I'm working on that's gray Glen plaid with a red, like almost like a berry red or a wine red stripe in it. This is going to be a take-along top. So I'm taking the take-along dress, going up a size, making it in a top with the boat neck and the 3/4 flared sleeve. That's what this French terry is going to be. And it will fit perfectly well in my wardrobe, and it's super easy to make. So whatever's stopping you, either you need some inspiration in your closet or you need something easy to sew, whatever that is, do that thing. And remember, the tips that are in that blog post tell you how to get over the sewjo. I'm just telling you in the video the projects that you might consider as your sewjo, you know, not get over your sewjo, get your sewjo back, as your get your sewjo back project, right? That's what these projects can be. And Christine has built her entire career in sewing pattern design at getting you guys to sew, not just collecting patterns and sticking them in your pattern stash, but to sew, and to sew things that you love, that you know when you make something, you guys are gonna know what I'm talking about, and I don't know how to describe it any other way than this. You make something and it's perfect, and you put it in your closet, and it's as if it was always meant to be there, and it just fits. And then you know when you make something and it's just not quite right, and you're like, I don't know what's wrong with this, but every single time I wear it, I feel weird. It just doesn't feel right to me. It doesn't feel like it belongs in my closet. The thing that we're going for is that feel right. And we want you to sew things that feel right in your closet. So if you've made some things, or even if you have things in your closet that just don't feel right, get them out of there. Closets should only be filled with things that you love. And getting your sewjo back can help you get more of those things back in. Now, in the article, we also talk about some challenges that you might have in getting your sewjo back as related to, say, for example, your sewing stash or your sewing room or any of these other things. And I'm going to bust a bunch of myths, because you don't need to have a perfectly organized stash, and you don't need to have a neat sewing room, and you don't even have to have a kitchen table that doesn't have 6 people's junk all over it or 5 people's junk all over it, because that's what I have. And I'm not going to spin you around to show it to you, but if you did, you'd be horrified. You'd be like, oh my gosh, look at all that stuff on her table. How she's ever going to cut anything out. But I will tell you that I have a trick for that. Pull out all the kitchen chairs and set everybody's junk on their respective chair. I even have a bench so I can spread out a whole bunch of junk all on one side. Even better. And then when the people come home wanting to eat dinner, they have to put away their stuff in order to sit down. It's a beautiful solution. In the meantime, I've managed to cut something out. So that's one way I cover up with that. And don't tell me that you have too much stuff on your table that you can't set it on your chair, because the distance between chair and table is like this big, you guys. You can stack a whole lot of stuff on your kitchen table onto your chairs. Just do it. So get over your sewjo, or get your sewjo back. Don't get over your sewjo. Get your sewjo back. Do it with some really, really awesome patterns. Do it with your favorite fabrics, and start sewing, because it's sewing. It's proven. It's happiness. Sewing is happiness. So go make something.